Hello, my most amazing artists. Today we are going to finish our pumpkin project. So if you did not finish gluing last week, that is okay, but you may just want to use your black Sharpie and outline if you haven't already done so. And yours may look a little bit different, but it's okay. You are going to be using chalk pastels today. You'll have a tray that looks like this. Everyone will have slightly different colors, but you should have the rainbow basically in a white. You will need a Kleenex or a towel, like a paper towel, and a wipe. The wipe is really important because you will be using your finger as an art tool today. So it's just like a paintbrush. When you have one color on your finger, then you need to wipe it off with your wipe before going to another color. So let's get started. We want to make these look three-dimensional, and so we are going to be using 2 colors at least on all the pumpkins. You can use as many as you want, but we're going to add value to these pumpkins. So if you notice, I have several different shades. I've got orange, I've got a lighter orange, a yellow, kind of a reddish orange, and then my white can also help me to add value. But we are going to use a couple of these and then smooth them out with our finger. So I'm going to speed this up, but keep a close eye on what I'm doing. So you're going to start with a light color and just put a little bit of it on your pumpkin, surround it by the next lightest color, and then your orange. So you should have at least 3 colors as you begin. Once I have my chalk colors here, I'm going to use my finger, and I'm going to start in the middle and just kind of blend. I want to be careful. I don't want to rub the chalk away. But I'm just going to blend those colors. Now, if there's not enough value there for me, I could go back in and add some white to where I want my highlights to be. And I could even go in and add a darker color at the bottom. So my white is going to lighten that up, but I'm adding this after I smooth so that it shows up. And then I could take my darker color and I could just sort of add that around the bottom. And that's just going to give it as much value as possible. You can also kind of blow off your paper a little bit. You've got brown for the stem if you want to create a brown stem. And if you have little pockets like this, I don't know what you want to do there. I may do brown as if that were part of the stem, but you can decide what you want to do. All right, I'm going to continue on and I'll speed this up and just watch. Remember, your hands are going to get dirty, but that is what your wipe is for. Your wipe will clean that right off your hands so that you'll be ready for the next color. Now, I don't really need to clean my hands off while I'm doing my pumpkins because they're all going to be the same. But when I go from orange to my green vines, I would need to clean my finger off. Be sure your finger is dry before you use the chalk. So remember, start with your lightest color. I actually forgot to do that here. I started with my darker yellow. Then outline with your orange or kind of color in with your orange. And then you're going to smooth it all out. And after you smooth it all out, you will add the white highlights and your darker red or dark orange shadow, which will just give it a little bit more value. And this gives it form, which makes it look three-dimensional. Okay, so I use 5 colors to create my form to make it look three-dimensional. I use mostly this orange, but then I added some highlights with the 2 yellows and the white, and then I added a shadow kind of close to the bottom with that red. Now it's time for me to wipe my hands off because they are filthy, and I'm about to get my green out. So I'm going to do the same thing with the green. I'm going to use a couple of different colors to give it form. So I might do like a dark green, a light green, and a very light green, or a yellow. All right, now if you have time, you could add some blue and some purple into the background, but that's totally up to you. I didn't even smudge my green. I could, but I kind of like the way that it looked. It looked a little bit more bold without smearing it. So it's your choice. If you have time to do that, you may certainly use your finger to kind of smear it around, but otherwise, I mean, it looks good that way. Otherwise, you can be done when you are finished with your pumpkins and your vines. Don't forget about the stems. I forgot about mine. So if you have stems that you can see, you can color those in brown or whatever color you want. You're the artist. All right, have fun.